So, happy Valentine's Day. I know that it's not Valentine's Day, but it's coming up. It's the Love Month, and the theme for this month is the healing power of love. The healing power of love. So today we're going to continue on that stream, and with my title of my talk today, Energy Flows Where Attention Goes, we're going to flow our love throughout this room, and so you're in for a special treat today. It's also the Olympics. Who's been watching? Who's watched the opening ceremonies or any of the figure skating? Not many people. Okay, couple. Yeah, well, both my parents were Olympic athletes, and so I am very intrigued when it's that time of year. It brings up a lot of memories for me of my childhood and being around lots of athletes. And the thing I like about it most, even though I'm not a very athletic person, I really appreciate the coming together of all the different nations, putting aside our differences and coming together with this common theme of what? Celebrating our magnificence and our strength and having good old fun in competition. So, the Olympics. So it's the Love Month, it's the Winter Olympics month, and here you are today. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where your attention goes. Have you noticed this? Have you ever thought about that? That what you focus on seems to expand, increase, and multiply? That when you tend to your garden, let's say, when you water it and pull the weeds and give it fertilizer, it grows and it produces fruits and vegetables and flowers and leaves and sprouts and all of those things. But if you were to neglect it, let's say you were to plant a garden on the shady side of the house, forget to water it, and not give it much attention, what would happen? It wouldn't grow, it would wither, and it would die. Well, so that's the premise with this law of energy flows where your attention goes. And if you're in this room, I think that you have an intention to have a better, more fulfilling life. And that you've realized somewhere along the way that it's up to you to help make that happen. In fact, that it's completely your responsibility to direct your energy and your attention onto things that you want to experience and withdraw your energy and attention from those things that you don't want to experience. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Dr. Ernest Holmes says, our heart is a living center through which the love of God flows to bless eternally, not only our own lives, but the lives of all whom we connect with. So, we have the ability to make a difference in others' lives when we're connected to what we love and we're sharing that love. Energy flows where your attention goes. Let not your heart be troubled. Love is at the center of your being, and the calm, continuous pulsations of life are governed by love. Now, I shared these two quotes last week, and I share them again, because it's very important that we begin this week's talk with this premise, this concept in heart and mind. That love is expressed through you. And love is an energy that creates and attracts. So the more that you can focus your attention on those things that you love and bring your whole heart to it, the more likely it is that you're going to have a life that you really, really enjoy. And I think that's what all of us want. We want a life that we really enjoy, that's meaningful, that we're in service of others, and that we have enough abundance and flow in our life in order to be able to do the things that we want to do and support our family and our friends. And so there's a thing about energy here. So what blocks our energy? What blocks our flow? Here at the Satya Center, we have 10 practices or pillars that this organization teaches to individuals, and we also practice these ourselves at an organization and a business level so that we can experience great flow and growth in the physical and in consciousness. So all year long, we've been focusing on 2 of these practices each Sunday. And today I'm going to share 2 more. And these 2 pillars or practices are, number 1, clear communications, and number 2, sacred service. The Sanskrit word for sacred service is seva. And you've heard Michael talking about seva. Seva means selfless service. So we're going to start with clear communications. And I'm really delighted that Inspire is going to join me in another chant. We've created an affirmation to support this concept, to support this practice. Why do we do that? Why do we put ideas and concepts with music and in a chanting song? So that we can integrate it into our being. You're not just sitting there hearing it, you're actually participating in this expansion of your own consciousness. Does this make sense? And mantras or chants or affirmations spoken over and over again, embodied and practiced, actually affect our brain chemistry. Because a lot of us have habits and ways of being and mindsets that limit us, that keep us stuck in negative patterns. I'm not good enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too fat. I'm too thin. We have all of these ideas in our subconscious mind that keep us from really experiencing this divine flow of life. And it gets stuck in us if we have ideas in our subconscious mind that we're not good enough, or there's not enough time, or I don't have enough money, or things need to change. So the idea with affirmations, mantras, chants, is that we say them over and over again to help our brain create new neural pathways. Because those habitual negative thoughts that you have created neural pathways that keep you on a subconscious level, keep thinking these negative things, hence experiencing struggle and strife in your life. Let's take a breath. Okay, so we're creating new neural pathways with these chants. So, clear communication. What's that got to do with having a better life and creating new neural pathways and all that? Clear communication is key to have your energy flowing. Have you noticed if you've got something heavy in your heart or heavy on your mind, you've got something, maybe a relationship that you're struggling with, there's a challenge there, you've got energy, you feel like being angry, or you feel like withdrawing, or you've got something going on. Can everyone bring to mind a relationship currently that you've got, that there's just a little bit of energy there, that may be something that you need to say that you haven't said? Yeah? You getting the idea? Okay. So when that happens, we're blocking our own energy. There's infinite energy in the universe that we can use. But if we have blockers, if we're not speaking up, if we're not saying what we mean and meaning what we say, the energy gets stuck inside of us, and it can have negative effects like emotional distress, sadness. It can have physical effects. It can affect our health. Stress built up in the body produces dis-ease, disease. Yes? Okay, so clear communications is key. In the 4 agreements, the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. So this is a part of unleashing this flow. Be impeccable with your word. What does that mean? You speak words of truth. What does that mean? You speak words of truth about yourself to yourself. Because the truth of the matter is, you are a perfect child of the universe. That you are here intentionally, on purpose. And so if you have things going through your mind, like I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, that is an untruth. You're telling yourself a lie. Because you are perfect, whole, and complete. And the things that you don't know yet, they're just things you don't know yet. You're in the process of becoming and growing and learning all the time. So give yourself a break. So be easy on yourself. Use sweet and kind and positive words. Because remember, energy flows where attention goes. So if you're giving yourself praise and encouragement, you're more likely to grow. Just like the garden that I talked about. If we give that garden love and attention, then it grows. Well, we get to do that to ourselves. We get to, instead of criticizing and condemning ourselves, feeling blame or shame or guilt, we stop that. It's just a habit. Stop it. Surrender to the one presence. And realize that you are enough. That you are growing. You're in a growth phase. You're going to grow forever. And so give yourself a break and speak impeccably about yourself. Speak impeccably about others. Somehow we got a memo when we were young that we're supposed to talk about other people, gossip, and criticize and judge other people. Well, you can stop that too, because that stops the flow of creative energy through you. I call it a below-the-line habit. There are above-the-line habits that enhance life, and then there are below-the-line habits that stagnate and put a stop to life energy and flow. Making sense? Mm-hmm. So if you're in the habit of judging other people or criticizing or gossip, that has to stop if you want to be a real masterful manager of your energy, of your love. Because all of us are here, this is my belief, all of us are here incarnated into this human body, having this experience with these particular people in our family, and with our co-workers and the whole rest of it. We're here to be the most authentic expression of love that we can be. And so we practice these things like clear communication so that we can remember and be that pure, positive, love, light energy. So, impeccable with your word. Refrain from gossiping. Now things could get really quiet around in your life if you put this into practice. If you stop talking about other people and just talk about what's happening. Your phone may not ring as much as it used to. You may not find yourself being invited out to coffee as often. Because why? Because you don't engage in that level of conversation. It takes some while to get used to being in the affirmative and being positive and being in that encouraging place. It takes a while to get used to that habit. But when you do it, and you do it consistently, you'll see life seems to unfold in a more harmonious way around you. Relationships take a different feel. They have a different feel. They up-level. The quality of your relationships are enhanced. Why? Because you made a change. You made a commitment to being positive. You made a commitment to communicate clearly. And one thing that we encourage here at the Satya Center is, instead of, if you have an issue with someone, if you have a conflict or a disagreement with someone, instead of going to somebody else to talk about it and collude with them, Go to the source. Go straight to the source and say, hey, I've got something heavy, and I'm a little apprehensive to say anything because I don't usually do this. I usually just hold it in, but I just want to say, I noticed you've been ignoring me. Is there something going on here? And you have the courage to just speak what's on your heart. Because when we don't speak what's in our heart gets heavy. And then we build up armor. Because the stories that we create about those thoughts that we think that become beliefs hold us back from letting our love flow. So, be kind, encouraging, and honest in your communications. And practice candor. Candor is being truthfully honest. Candor is the quality of being open and honest in expression, telling the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Try that this week. There's a great book I've been reading. It's called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, a New Paradigm for Sustainable Success. Wouldn't that be good? Sustainable success. He says, above the line commitment. I commit to saying what is true for me. I commit being a person to whom others can express themselves with candor. So it's not only giving yourself permission to speak truthfully, it's also being a safe place for other people to be truthful. So you're not taking things personally. If someone has something to say that might trigger you, you just breathe and listen. Be a safe place for people to express themselves truthfully. That's not to say that you put up with a lot of nonsense or if someone's out of line. It's not what I'm saying. You just be a safe place for someone that's committed to this practice of candor, being honest. So commitment below the line. So if you're not committed to being candid and being honest and open and having integrity in your communications, a below the line commitment that you're defaulting to is, I commit to withholding my truth, facts, feelings, and things I imagine, and speaking in a way that allows me to manipulate an outcome. I commit to not listening to the other person. Can you see the difference? So by default, that happens if you're not willing to be open and honest and have clear communications. So we've created this beautiful, beautiful chant, and this is for you to embody this principle and practice, okay? So just settle in and listen, and if it feels right for you, if this feels true, then you might want to sing along on the second go around. I'm going to speak it out loud, actually, first of all. I mean what I say.
I mean what I say.
I say what I mean.
I say what I mean.
I speak my truth.
I speak my truth.
With compassion each day.
With compassion each day.
I am free.
I am free.
I am free.
I am free.
Okay, that's it.
I
practicing this, it's saying what you mean what you say, people could depend on you and trust you more because they got a real good sense of you. Instead of holding back and withdrawing, then people don't know. So I have a little meditation that I want to share with you today. But this is also a meditation that you're going to participate with me. You've all got the little affirmation card, correct? If you don't, raise your hand and then, or go sit next to someone else if you don't have one of these. And Sandy and Clint are going to help me here. So let's say it together, or you repeat after me. I see you.
I see you.
I hear you.
I hear you.
I care for you.
I care for you.
You are loved.
You are loved.
Oh no, I've got it wrong on here. So what is it? You are loved. You are loved. And what's the last one?
Thank you for me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, yeah, don't listen to me or give me one of those. Is there one? Thank you. Okay. So I see you, I hear you, I care for you, you are loved. Thank you for being. So we're going to get into the love flow here. We're going to start to flow some love through this room. And we've got, Sandy, could you stand up? Clint, come and stand up. So we've got these hearts. You can see the picture of the heart in my hand on this little thing. We're going to pass this heart around. We've got two, one on this side, one on this side. And it's going to go from person to person to person to person to person to person. And you're going to say this to the person sitting next to you. So I'm going to say, I see you. I hear you. I care for you. You are loved. Thank you for being. And then I'm going to give you my heart. Okay? And then you're going to turn to Chuck and you're going to do the same thing. Right? It's going to go all the way around. So we're going to do this, and I want the rest of you that are just sitting there waiting for the heart to go around and think you're just waiting a long time, to get that off of your mind. You're going to be in a meditative moment, and I want you to, if you're not in that moment where you're practicing this, you're the one that's just witnessing. You're holding the space for letting love flow. And I want you to hear the people's voices saying this over and over again. So it will unloose your heart. Unloose your heart. Okay, so blessings and accompany me. And I'd like you to go. I'd like you to do it now. And all the rest of us are just going to listen and receive.
I see you. I hear you. Care for you. You are loved. Thank you for being.
I see you. I hear you. I care for you. You are loved. Thank you for being.
Okay, you get to give that to him now. I see you. I hear you. I care for you. You are loved. Thank you.
I see you. I hear you. I care for you. Thank you for you are loved. Thank you. I see you. I hear you. I care for you. You are loved. Thank you for being. Yes, you're so
Forgot the water. Anybody say it to you yet? Okay. I see you. I hear you. I care for you. Thank you for me.
So thank you so much for letting the love flow and stepping out of the comfortable and into the uncomfortable. I know it can be a little vulnerable to say those kinds of things to people you don't know very well. Some of you got to say it to your loved ones, and that was nice and easy. But some of you got to say it to people you don't know very well. So thank you so much. So we do have one other affirmation that we want to share with you today. And this is based on our eighth principle and practice, which is sacred service. Here at the Satya Center, our organization is really built on a model of volunteerism. And so most of the people in this room volunteer in some way or another, whether they greet people on a Sunday or bring cookies or work with our youth or sing in our inspired choir or play music. Most of the people here are volunteering their time. Why? Because they deepen in their spiritual path, in their spiritual practice. And also, it's about circulating the energy of life through giving where you're spiritually fed. So we offer this as an opportunity here at the Satya Center for you to get involved and be on our sacred service volunteer team. So we have a beautiful chant that we've created to help you deepen into your service, your sacred selfless service, and to inspire you. If you're not volunteering here, if you're not getting involved, then give yourself the gift of volunteering and getting involved. It's the quickest way to move into your heart and out of your mind, open up the walls of your heart that keep you isolated, and connect with community and have a real sense of belonging. So, Leslie, I get to read it first. Okay, so it is, I am the mind of God knowing.
I am the mind of God knowing.
I know what to do.
I know what to do.
I am the heart of God loving.
I am the heart of God loving.
I feel connected to you.
I feel connected to you.
I am the hands of God serving.
I am the hands of God serving.
I give you my heart.
I give you my heart.
I am love.
I am love.
I am light.
I am light.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we're going to...
Everyone stand up. You've been sitting down too long. Arms up, shake.
We have this in two parts, so we're going to do part 1 3 times and part 2. So we won't try to do them together. Let's do them. Well, if you feel moved,
Do it, yeah.
6 times. I'm going to sing part 1, 3, and part 2. So and
Just
you can
remember, you're
follow along.
creating new neural pathways here. You're beginning to change your chemistry. Open your heart.
Just give me a minute to remember it. I am the mind of God. Knowing I am the heart of God. Loving I am the hands of God. Serving I am love. I am light. I am the mind of God. Knowing. Knowing I am the heart of God. Loving. Loving I am the hands of God. Serving. Serving I am love. I am love. One more time. I am the mind of God. Knowing. Knowing I am the heart of God. Loving. Loving I am the hands of God. Serving I am love. I am light. That's the second part. I am the mind of God. I know what to do. I am the heart of God. I feel connected to you. I am the hands of God. I give you my heart. I am love. I am light. Sing it again. I am the mind of God. I know what to do. I am the heart of God. I feel connected to you. I am the hands of God. Give you my heart. I am love. I am light. Just one more time. I am the mind of God. I know what to do. I am the heart of God. I feel connected to you. I am the hands of God. I give you my heart. I am love. I am light. Take it home. I am love. I am light. Yes.
Okay, have a seat, have a seat.
And on Tuesday, when we did that I am love, and then I am light, and we did that for like, I don't know, how long did we do that? I mean, it was
Don't
just,
tell them.
it was such an amazing opening. It was off the hook.
All right. So thank you so much for participating in that. Doesn't it feel good to watch them all singing it back? You're expanding love. You are proving to yourself right now that your energy flows where your attention goes. Because all of you, at one point in this service, had a smile on your face. And I saw tears. I saw you connecting with individuals. I saw a shift happening. And I know that when you feel good, when we feel good like that, when we feel a heart-opening connection to another human being or to a room of beings, that changes everything. The universe is always listening. The universe is always responding to our highest vibration. So if you have a constant vibration of love and appreciation, then guess what? You experience life as more plentiful, more fun, more meaningful, more rich, more connected. You feel like you belong. And so stay tuned for our album coming out, right? A whole album of these affirmations. Anyway, so it's really our time for our offering now. So on the front of your program, or in the middle of your program, you'll see the blessing of the offering. We are a center here that one of our practices is giving and receiving. And so whatever we bring in on Sundays and throughout our weeks, our classes and our offerings, 10% of what we bring in goes back out into the community to support people, institutions, and organizations that help inspire and uplift humanity. So, this is a practice we practice, and it's a practice we encourage you to put into practice in your lives. So, please join me in reading this blessing of the offering. Joyfully, I give with gratitude, for I know that as I give, I am given. I allow the abundant nature of the universe to flow through me now. I am so blessed, and so it is.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. It's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
Sing along.
We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. It's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. The children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start
Stand up.
giving.
Let's make a circle.
It's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me.
Squeeze it anywhere you want.
So I offer this prayer. I close with this prayer, so if you will close your eyes for a moment and tune into your heart. Take that 18-inch journey from your head down, 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 down into your heart, feeling open and connected, knowing that you are holding the hand of the divine right now. This is the Namaste energy that we promote here, that we are all spirits showing up uniquely, creatively different, but at the very core we're the same. There's one life, there's one power, there's one presence. There's one life that's flowing through us, beating our hearts, moving our thoughts, guiding us, directing us. Let us know that this week that we practice clear communications, that we are honest about our feelings and we share those with others, that we uplift others, we see each other, we care about each other, we deeply listen to one another, and we connect at the heart level, heart to heart to heart. And that we truly are the mind of God knowing, you know what to do. You're the heart of God loving. I feel connected to you. I'm the hands of God serving. I give you my heart. You are love, you are light, you are truth. Take a breath. Exhale. So I speak a blessing on these offerings, knowing that this money is a representation of your time, your love, your energy, and we, with great gratitude, receive it and become stewards of this energy, knowing that this energy will go forth to support programs, music, groups, classes, this Sunday service, and so much more, our building fund, when we have our own space. Thank you for contributing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May we all be blessed by the generosity of our hearts. And so it is.
And so it is.
Something wonderful is happening.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's this thing called love.
It's this thing called love.
Love is in my mind.
Love is in my mind.
Love is in my heart.
Love is in my heart.
And love is in all of my affairs.
And love